guys, so it's Laura from Laura Cully Hypnotherapy, and I want to talk to you about procrastination and why we do it and what we can maybe do to get over it. Now, I started about 8:30 this morning thinking, oh, I'm going to do a Facebook Live today, right, I'm just going to get on and do it. I had something completely different planned. And because I don't particularly like doing Facebook Lives, I just kept putting it off. So that started at 8:30 this morning. I've had this going round and round in my head. I need to do a Facebook Live. Something totally different. And I just found myself doing everything but. So I went on Facebook and I started chatting to people. Oh, I'll just send so-and-so a message. Oh, look, a cat video. I'll just watch this. Oh, my website needs updating. I think I'll just go and do that. And I just put everything else in the way. Need to do some shopping. Just pop out and do that. When I get back, I'll do it, and it just goes on. And I'm sure you can relate to this. So what is it? And I really had to sit down and think, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? And when you really break it down, and a lot of people talk about procrastination and, oh, it's just being lazy, you're just putting off doing the things you don't want to do, it's work and you'd rather be doing something more fun. But is it really about laziness? Because I don't think it is. And with the people that I work with, a lot of them suffer with anxiety. That's why they come and see me. That's what I specialise in. It's something I know very well, and I've managed to overcome it myself, and now I help other people. So I think that it is more about the anxiety and what's going on in our heads when we procrastinate. So, I mean, for me, it's doing this Facebook Live and the things that are going through my head. So it's part of me, right, I'm going to do Facebook Live. I'm just going to get on and do it. I know what I'm going to say. I know what I want to talk about. And then I get this little voice. Oh, but do you really know what you're talking about? Who's going to want to listen to you? Do you know enough? What are people going to think? What if you get some negative comments and all these things? And I start trying to predict the outcome. And I'm, 3 days ahead thinking, oh, people are going to think that, I'm an idiot. I'm bound to say something stupid, blah, 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 blah. And you go through all these things in your mind. You start catastrophizing. You start mind reading what other people are going to think. Start trying to predict the future. You go through all those different things. And I think that is what puts us off, isn't it? It's looking forward to the outcome. So it might not be a Facebook Live for you that you're procrastinating over, although actually I know for a lot of people it is, and I know especially, business owners that I work with who really want to do one, but do I know enough? Am I going to make a fool of myself? And it's, well, I'll just learn a bit more, I'll do a bit more. They put everything in the way. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it next week. But it's really because we're going through in our minds the outcome. We're trying to predict the future. We're trying to work out what's going to happen. What are people going to say? If you can hear a noise, it's just the dog having a nightmare in the background. And if we can actually just get that out of our heads, just keep bringing ourselves back to the present moment and just getting on and doing it without that worry of, but what if, what if, what if? And it actually makes it easier. So it could be something like a difficult conversation that you need to have with somebody. And so I bet in your mind you've gone through what you're going to say. You've imagined what they're going to say. You've played the whole thing out in your mind, and perhaps it's really uncomfortable the way you're imagining it. So we put it off. And procrastination becomes quite addictive because when we go and do something else, we release that anxiety a little bit. We bring our stress levels down, and that feels really good. Oh, put it off, right? Okay, I won't do it. I'll do this. We get that sense of relief, and that is quite addictive, isn't it? So we get into the habit of procrastinating. We put it off. The only problem is, you've still got to go and have that conversation, and then you're just walking around with it kind of in your head thinking, oh, I really ought to be doing this. And you can't relax, can you? And you can't move on. Could be a sales call. I talk to a lot of people. Again, I work with a lot of people in business, and just a lot of people actually just starting out in business, starting their own businesses, a lot of therapists. They might need to make a sales call, might need to call someone back and, have to sell something. And then that self-doubt starts to creep in, and they start to imagine, well, what if they ask me something that I can't answer? What if they just wonder who I am? What if they say no? What if? And predicting the future again. So if you can get out of the habit of just trying to predict the future and just keep bringing yourself back, don't worry about the outcome, okay? Can you just bring yourself back to the present moment? just get on and do it, because you don't know the outcome, and it could be absolutely brilliant, but you don't know. And I always say to people, you're telling yourself scary stories. You're just telling yourself those scary stories again. And you can actually put yourself off doing something completely by telling yourself those scary stories. So you end up not getting anywhere. So my tip really is, and there's no easy way to overcome procrastination. Bringing your anxiety levels down will help. So if you get some help with that, and just generally be calmer, generally be more confident, you will start to feel better about taking these chances, about doing things that you're not sure about. But if you can just keep bringing yourself back, just do it, just do it. Be in the moment. Stop worrying about what's going to happen later, what people are going to think. Am I going to succeed? Am I going to fail? Because you don't know, and you're never going to know. And that's the other thing. Of course, we don't like to fail. We don't like to think of ourselves as failing anything. So isn't it easier just not to try? If I don't try, then I can't possibly fail. But of course, if you don't try, then you can't succeed either, and you get stuck and you get frustrated, and actually all that can start to lead to depression. So it's not a good thing to do. And it might, in that moment, it might be a relief, and it might feel good. It might bring your stress levels down, but long term it isn't a good strategy. So please, if you want to come and talk to me about any of this, I'll put a link down in the comments. Do come and have a strategy call with me if it's something that you would like to work on. I do a 6-week program where we just work on all these different things. So work on the anxiety, work on building your confidence, that imposter syndrome, that am I good enough, do I know enough, getting over all that and moving you forward. Okay, so that's all I wanted to come on and say today. So not what I planned this morning, but I thought it was so interesting just thinking about what I was doing today, and I thought, if I do it, I know a lot of other people do it. I speak to people every day who suffer with procrastination, and it is something that you can overcome. But really, do you know what? The only thing you can do is get on and do it. Forget about the outcome. Bring yourself back to the present moment. Just do it. Do it and see what happens. Okay, thank you very much for listening. So I'm Laura Cully from Laura Cully Hypnotherapy. Please get in touch if you want to have a chat. Thank you. Bye.